Take 4.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey, out she rises.
Hey YouTube, it is your beekeeper here. Welcome back to another afternoon in the shop. Well, hopefully this won't take a whole afternoon, but you never know with editing and multiple takes. And I'm a little rusty on this camera thing. It's been a minute since I picked up the camera. I've been in the shop. I don't remember what I turned last. It was like a week and a half ago. Obviously it's metal, some sort of carbon steel, but I digress. Today I decided I had to do some repairs to a wire feed welder that I have, and I had the wherewithal to remember to take everybody along with me. So here you go. Welcome. Today we're going to be fixing a Lincoln Weld-pack. It's a 125 amp wire feed welder. They you can buy them at Home Depot for about 420 bucks or something. I think is what they're going for now. I came across this welder 4 or 5 years ago. The guy I had done a bunch of work for fell a little short on cash, and he had a bunch of extra tools. We came to a pretty good agreement on a lot new space L-O-T, lot of tools. One of the items in this lot included this wire feed welder. Would I have gone out and bought this welder otherwise? No, because I already had 2 wire feed welders. So if 2 is good, 3 is better, but I figure something was better than not getting anything for the work I had done. But I digress. So this welder is up at the ranch property. It's actually really a decent wire feed welder. It's not bad at all. I happened to be doing some welding on a neighbor's tractor when I was just up there a couple weeks ago, and I broke this part on it. Now this part is black plastic. I'm not smart enough to know what kind of plastic it is, but it's pretty soft, so I'm wondering if it's an ABS. Again, I'm not that versed on different types of plastics, but this is what holds your spool of wire. And this small spindle here would hold a 1-pound spool. The bigger here holds the 10-pound spools. Well, I don't roll with 1-pound spools because to me that's just a waste of time. If I'm going to buy 1, I'm going to buy 10 because I'm going to use it, and it's just what I do. I always buy the 10-pounders. Well, the problem is that this part here screws to the side of the machine. This normally is attached here. It's just hollow, thin plastic. And the weight of that 10-pound spool, that cantilever's way out over here, broke it. Okay, throw it in the back of a pickup truck, drive over to a neighbor's house to fix a couple brackets that cracked on a tractor. And look at that, I'm dirty already. I haven't even started. And then I get back to the house and I see this. Now, this machine's new enough that I could go right on Lincoln's website and order a new one of these, but where would I be? I'd be with a new one of these. That would probably have the same effect over the course of time because I like the 10-pound spools of inner shield wire. This thing's a little more complicated. Originally I thought, well, I'll just build one out of metal, a little TIG welding, a little metal, a little lathe, but then I said, well, it's got this retainer here that you do a quarter turn and it locks it in with the spring. You can change this around. This is how you change your, either like that or like that, depending on what you're doing, but this is how you change your wire. And wait a minute, there we go. And I didn't, that's like way more work than I want to put into this thing. So I have a better idea, and instead of sitting in here for 10 minutes and describing how and what I have in my mind, I'm just going to go ahead and get on the lathe here, and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to use, where's my editing staff? I have, okay, let's start this back here. My thinking is I'm going to make a pin that resembles a nail. Right, it's going to be a nice tight fit to here, friction fit to this inside diameter. The head of it's going to be as broad as the piece of scrap metal I can find in my pile. I'm going to cut a relief in these fins here, press it in this way, little epoxy on this side, drill a hole and pin it. Now, even though I don't use 1-pound spools, I might come across a 1-pound spool, so this diameter needs to remain exactly what it is. So if I do a pin, it's not going to exceed this thickness here, because I want to still be able to put a 1-pound spool on there. And where is it? Where's my production staff? Again, I don't know. I set the piece down that I was going to use. So digging through my hoard of cutoffs, because I'm terrible at throwing junk away. I've got this thing hanging around. This is just a smudge shorter, which I'm okay with. This one's 2.1 inches or 55 millimeters. So it'll come up just short of hitting this spot here, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I don't think it needs to be exactly to it. It should be like 63 or 64 millimeters, right? Am I doing my conversions correctly? 66 millimeters. Close for all my friends that are on the metric system there. So let's go ahead and get you guys set up on the tripod. I've got the tripod hanging from the roof of the shop here, so maybe we'll get a better angle this time. We'll see. Let me get you on there. We'll be right back. Alright, so originally I was thinking I'd have to, or I was going to epoxy this in here, but I don't know if you saw a couple, it took some good firm taps from a hammer to get that in there. I actually made the dimensions correct. See, that's the beauty of doing little dumb projects like this on the lathe, because then you get good at your measurements, you get comfortable with your machine on the simple stuff like this, so when it comes to something serious, you're good, right? And I was cutting 30,000ths of an inch off at a time initially, and look at the, oh, I love these little corkscrews, springs or whatever, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. I was getting really good cuts. You can see they're not blue. This is a mild steel anyway. It's not like it's anything too crazy. A little bit of blue right there, but slicing off 30,000ths at a time gets you to where you have to be pretty quickly, which is good. So what I'm going to do, I said originally I was going to glue that, but this is such a good tight fit. I'm not at all worried about it. That's not going anywhere. I'm going to clean this off with alcohol. I'm going to use a little rapid fuse gel, crazy glue, same thing. And I'm going to glue this in there just to hold it in position, and then I am going to drill a small hole through there and pin it. So hang tight, we'll get you on board for that. you go. I took that rivet and I gave it a little clip with some cutters. Bench grinder, just kind of cleaned it up. Because like I said, if I do come across a 1-pound spool, I still want it to be able to fit on here. But we are good to go. Rodney O, Joe Cooley, and friends. Make sure this thing still fits, actually, before I say that. No, we're good. Perfect. Money. All right, that's it. Gotta go, gotta run. See ya.